To our first major story. A lot of people asked me to cover this story this week. This is the AM General versus Activision Blizzard and Major League Gaming Corporation lawsuit over the use of Humvee and Hummer and HMMWV trademarks and trade dress in Activision Blizzard games, mostly, what was it, Call of Duty, I think. So here we have Plaintiff AM General makes the Humvee branded vehicles, registrations for Humvee and HMMWV marks, distinctive elements that comprise the AM General trade dress, wrongfully leveraging the goodwill and reputation of AM General that they have developed in these marks. Defendants have used and continue to use AM General's trademarks and trade dress in advertising and promotion of their Call of Duty video game franchise, have featured and continue to feature their trademarks and vehicles bearing the distinctive elements prominently in their video games, and have caused and continue to cause the manufacture and sale of merchandise to derive wrongful profits from AM General's intellectual property. I'm going to skip some of this stuff, and we'll get straight to the factual background and a picture, a very, very, wow, that's just... I like the Humvee. It's a cool looking truck. Let's just say that. Just lost my words there for a moment. AM General's designs, engineers, manufactures, supplies, supports specialized vehicles for military and commercial customers. Best known today for its global leadership in the design and production of and support for high mobility, multi-purpose wheeled vehicles, which is known as the Humvee. Photograph here, the sexy Humvee. AM General has successfully developed and produced more than 1.5 million vehicles, including 278,000 Humvee branded vehicles, in service for more than 30 years with the armed forces and with over 50 foreign countries. For decades, continues to devote substantial time and effort to the brand, etc., 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 etc. Owns trademarks. I'm not really interested that they own the trademarks. We assume that they own the trademarks, including for the general design and trade dress of the vehicle. It has licensed others. For example, it licensed a video game, Delta Force Black Hawk Down. It licensed Operation Flashpoint Red River and others. Consumers have come to expect that goods bearing the Humvee marks or distinctive elements of the AM General trade dress originate from and or are authorized, licensed, or approved by AM General, and were so authorized, licensed, or approved long before the unlawful conduct that forms the basis for this action. Defendants' unlawful conduct, use of the Humvee, etc. marks and general trade dress in connection with Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, 3, 4, Remastered, Mobilized, Black Ops 2, Ghosts, and Heroes, all in the Call of Duty franchise. Defendants' wrongful use plays a significant role in the gameplay of the products, used in missions, in-game missions, and multiplayer. And then they start to go into some examples. Here's some use in-game. There's more use in-game. There's a burnt-out Humvee. There's some zoomed-in shots of things that look like Humvee parts and AM General trade dress. And they go into lots of examples. There's 54 pages of this, which is why I'm skimming. I did read through of this, and really this is all just repeating everything over and over again about each and every of the examples, when you probably want to see more of the actual examples. So there's a Humvee, and they're showing its distinctive look, its distinctive window look, its distinctive grille look, the mirrors and the lights, going over the trade dress here some more. So they're claiming that basically that Call of Duty uses Hummer's trademarks and images and such without any licensing whatsoever, it looks like. And that they're charging lots of money for the service. And then down here they get into merchandise as well. So here's a Mega Block set which apparently was never licensed. Here's a Mega Construct set, again allegedly never licensed. Wow. I mean, come on, when you use somebody's stuff, you gotta license it. This is why you see generic cars in some video games, because they don't want to license them. Defendants' widespread, pervasive, and unauthorized use of the Humvee and HMMWV marks is willful, causes confusion, expressly misleads consumers. So, just going to get down here to the counts. So they're alleging federal trademark infringement, trade dress infringement, unfair competition, false designation of origin, unfair competition, false designation of origin, same, false advertising, trademark dilution, and trade dress dilution. And then they're alleging some similar things under New York law. So it's under federal law and New York law. And that's the entire lawsuit. Short of going through it page by page for an hour, it's very simple. They're basically just alleging that that Call of Duty never paid for any licensing for use of Hummer, the Hummer vehicle, or the Hummer trade dress in any of its Call of Duty video games. So that's well, that's going to be interesting. I have a feeling this one will settle. If anything, it's probably going to be settled, and I'll keep an eye on it and let you know when that happens. What do you think of that? Let me know in the comments below. Send me messages, whatever, on Twitter, Discord. I'm sure that you'll all have something to say about that. Do you think that you should just be able to go and use the Humvee vehicles in anything that you want, or should you have to pay for that? I don't know what their licensing fee is. Does it matter if they said no? If they said no, you can't use Humvee in your game, would Activision have to not use Humvee in their game? I think yes. I think that's how that works. And so the fact that they did it all this time without ever paying for it, I'm not sure why AM General would let that go so long. Maybe they didn't realize or didn't care for a little while, but they should be able to go back at least 3 years for those licensing fees, and arguably longer, not for the fees, but anything that was published earlier that is still published would be a existing live claim as well. So that's very interesting. Let me know what you think of that.